All right, and good morning, everyone. I am Forecaster John Bordash with you here in the Storm Center. I have been for about the last 4 hours, keeping an eye on everything, checking out radar, and really kind of seeing what we have going on across the region as we continue to see areas of heavy rain move through the region. This comes as a strong cold front is approaching the area, but it is doing so very slowly. I do want to start off with the radar image this morning because we can see we have plenty of heavy rain out there. And if you've been out over the last hour or so, pretty much anywhere in Southern Maryland, I think you know that's the case. We have heavy rain, we have gusty winds, we have some thunder and lightning out there as well, which I'm sure is not fun to stand in at the bus stop for our school-aged people. So we will continue to see this be a theme. I think really over the next few hours, we're going to keep the chance of thunderstorms in the forecast. I think we're going to keep them in the forecast through about lunchtime today. I think as we head on over towards the afternoon hours, we will begin to gradually clear things out here. But I don't think we see 100% clearing and drying out until the evening. And actually, I just heard a pretty loud clap of thunder outside my window where I'm at here in parts of central Pennsylvania. So we will continue to watch all of this. Even though the main cold front should work through by about lunchtime today, we could still see some lingering showers. So do keep that umbrella handy throughout the day today. I don't think many of you will need it this afternoon, but one or two of you likely will, and it'll be hard to really pinpoint where that is. But coming back over here towards radar, there are a couple things I am watching. First, as we zoom out, what I want to show you is really how things are shaping up right now. This is a 1 hour loop, and right now our cold front is draped right like this, and you see the back edge of this rain isn't moving too much, and if anything, what you're noticing is that the rain is actually moving from south to north, not really east to west. So that's why we're going to be keeping the idea of rain in the forecast for several more hours. Typically, when the back edge of the rain is over towards Fredericksburg, we're thinking that the rain should be out of here in about the next hour or so, but this isn't moving that much. This isn't moving quickly to the east at all. This is moving much more like a northeast probably. It's going to be a slow mover, and I think we're going to keep that chance of rain in there. And just taking a look at Futurecast, you can see it keeps that chance of rain with us as we head throughout the afternoon or through the morning. Pockets of heavy rain. Thunder's likely going to be embedded in here, and we're probably talking about some areas of flooding rain, maybe even a couple of stronger storms as we head on over towards the mid-morning hours. But coming back over here, I do want to show you the couple of things I am watching closely, and it would be that threat of at least a little bit of rotation today. That tornado threat isn't astronomically high. It's a non-zero threat though, and there are a couple of areas I'm watching right now. We have no active warnings or even a watch right now, so I don't think the threat of a tornado is going to be widespread today. With that said though, we could see one or two areas of rotation try to fire on up across the region. And as we get our velocity tool loaded, I want to see if we can't just get our high resolution one. Yeah, so I've been watching this area over here near Dennisville, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself. What exactly are you looking at again? This is our velocity tool. This is a product that we're able to use with our radar to see where we have winds, how strong they are, and in what direction they're moving. Where we get these brighter greens, that would be wind towards the radar, and then darker greens and reds would be indicative of winds going away from the radar. We really want to see if we're looking for a tornado potential, bright greens and bright reds. We don't have that right now, which is good news, but we do have at least a little bit of broad rotation here near the Dennisville and Hughesville area. We likely don't have a tornado on the ground. We don't have a warning up for this. And this isn't really too ominous looking right now, but this is just something we're going to keep in mind. This cell actually earlier had a rotation that was a little bit better looking. If I can actually come over here so I can get that 1 hour loop here, let's get that loaded up here. We saw this kind of really peak up a little bit as it moved through the Newburgh area on over towards Newport, and now as it moves towards Dennisville. And we have a couple of other areas that I'm just generally looking at. One area would be down here near the Montrose area for maybe some broad weak rotation. Again, we're talking up here near the Hughesville area. Another area maybe towards Brandywine, but again, this isn't a classic tornado outbreak look. This definitely doesn't look like anything we were dealing with the remnants of Ida just a few weeks ago. So I'm not really concerned about a widespread tornado threat today, and I don't mean to scare you by even just mentioning that word, because I know when I say that, a lot of people like to get all amped up. That isn't the highest threat today, and actually I think the highest threat of that's well out to our east. I think locally our big threat today is going to be heavy rain, but we will need to keep an eye on at least a little bit of rotation. So we will, again, keep that in mind. And as we were noting again, and the reason we're going to be talking about the threat of heavy rain is because that front right now is draped kind of like this. This is where our cold front is. Back out here near Front Royal, Winchester, temperatures there have dropped to the 50s. In our region, though, we're seeing the pool of moisture right now come from the south and east. That's bringing in the moisture, that's bringing in the humidity, and warm-ish temps. Temps aren't necessarily super hot this morning, but they are seasonably warm for 7 a.m. and adding the humidity. It definitely feels like it wants to rain out there. And everything right now, because that southeasterly flow continues and everything's really just kind of moving northward. So not too much of an eastward progression, but I do think we will get in on at least a little bit of dry time by this afternoon as this front slowly inches its way closer. But do stay weather aware as we continue to track all of this. Again, the general storm motion right now is from really kind of like a southwest to northeast kind of look, but more south to north oriented. You can see that here as we loop radar. But just stay weather aware. I'll be here in the storm center through the morning, continuing to keep you updated on this. My classes today aren't until later on this afternoon, so I'll be able to keep you updated. If we get any warnings, I don't know if we will today, but if we do, I'll be here to cover those, and we'll just continue to watch this throughout a heavy rain. But have a nice and safe one, and please keep it tuned here to JB Weather, and I'll continue to keep you updated on the latest information.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.